Let's go live now and speak to correspondent Ivy Setoji for some more update on the situation. Ivy, 9 cases to start with. How are people reacting to this? Do we have Ivy on the line? Ivy, if you can hear me, tell me how people are reacting to the announcement that the Volta region has recorded 9 cases. All right, so we'll reconnect with Ivy Setoji and bring you that reaction from the Volta region. But just so you know, these are the figures, the breakdown in terms of the total we have now. For the Upper West 7, Upper East 4, Northeast we have 1, and the Northern region has 10 cases so far. So this is what it looks like in the Northern Belt. When you come down south, and the figures will come up shortly, the Greater Accra obviously is leading with 452. The Central region has recorded its first case. We have the Eastern region with 32 cases, and a huge chunk of that number, are foreigners, many of them Indians working on the railway line, we understand, and the Ashanti region has also 49 cases. We return to the Volta region. We have the DCE for in Kwanta North, Mr. Jackson Jakayi, for more on the social distancing, because we understand that traders at the Jackson Basa market are not adhering to the protocol at all. What is the Assembly doing, sir, about this situation?
Let me take the opportunity and say hello to all your listeners. Yes, in Kwanta North District, we've done a lot when it comes to social distancing. We've done a lot of public education. We've done a lot of sensitization, with the exception of the market. But with the market, we've done a lot of sensitization and education there. The past market, what happened was that the pressure was too much, so we were able to provide a lot of vertical buckets for hand washing, and we put some security measures in place to ensure that there would be this kind of social distancing, but it was not effective. Luckily for us, we have a new site that we intend to put a market there. So this particular week, we want to transfer some of the market equipment to that place to ensure that there is not what they call the pressure at the former place. So we have prepared a new site where we are arranging seriously for the market to, especially the grain sellers and the cereal sellers. They will move to that new site so that there will not be so much congestion. So we are doing a lot. You know, it is a human problem. Everybody wants to get some ingredients to the house because of food. So the pressure is high, but we are doing a lot to ensure that the social distancing problem is solved. Yeah.
So you are moving about half of the market women to a new site.
Definitely.
How many? Do you have the figures?
In fact, Pastor market is a very huge market. In fact, there's people from the north come, the south, and everywhere, almost even Accra. So, in fact, I will not be able to be sincere with you.
But have you communicated this to the market women, and what is the plan to ensure that?
The announcement was done last week, and this week it will be done, so that we'll know next week. In fact, we are doing a lot of begging and putting in some chips to ensure that we do that by next week. So that is the preparation needs to be done. Rather than looking at the numbers, the pressure is so much, and everybody, you can't stop anybody from coming to buy whatever you want to do, but I think with the education that has gone around, everybody is now know that it's bestowed on everybody, each and every one of us, to cooperate to ensure that the social distancing principle is observed.
I'm not
sure.
The
numbers, I will not be able to tell you offhand.
I'm not sure if just relocating half of the market women will necessarily result in a respect for the protocols. What exactly are you doing? I mean, reducing the number is good, but in terms of human relation and touch, have you put in place, structures that will ensure that they are spaced out properly and that they do not, come into very close contact with each other?
That's what I'm telling you. Education is key. I think the first education we did, the first announcement we did, and we have this information van that is in the market. We've also called stakeholders like market queen women, market queens, yam sellers association leaders, and all those stakeholders we have in the market. And I've spoken to the leadership. However, we have a team, a monitoring team that will be in the market this week to ensure that we instill discipline and ensure that we not force, but just to educate them and let them know that it's the responsibility of everybody to ensure that whatever you are doing, you don't get very close to your neighbor, your own interest. So this week we will look at, but education is done, but this week's market will tell us the next plan of action to take. We hope everything will be okay.
But has the market been disinfected as part of the exercise?
Seriously, the market was disinfected. We have 5 big markets, all the way disinfected, along the streets, everybody, shops, in front of the shops, and everywhere, properly disinfected. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time.
You're
and
welcome.
That is the DCE for Nkwanta North. He joined us with an update. We understand that there's so much crowding at the market there, but he says half of the market women will be moved to a new site so that they can ensure that social distancing is adhered to. My colleague Ivy Setoji joins us on the line. Ivy, you have 9 cases in the region. How are people reacting?
People actually are not living in fear, especially residents in the Texas South District and some parts of the southern part of the region because of what happened. People in Central Zone currently are also living in fear because most traders from Togo and Afla will normally come to the market to buy their wares and sell as well. So the whole part of the southern border is on edge now as residents don't really know what is going to happen next because of the 9 cases currently recorded in the whole region. We are currently at the central market, that is the Kumasi market, where there is a huge crowd, even though the market has been closed down, was closed down yesterday. But according to information we are gathering, that the information came late after the 9 cases were recorded. The information came late, so most of the traders had already come to town to start their businesses today. So in this market right now, the place is full up. Traders are still doing their businesses.
Ivy, I'm wondering if the decision was taken to close down the market, weren't the security officers and other officials to ensure that indeed the market was closed?
Yeah, well, the decision was taken according to what we are hearing. After the cases were released, or the recorded cases, there was a press release on the recording cases. That was when the decision was taken to close the market. Today is market day in Kumasi in the central zone district. And the crowd here is huge. We're not expecting this. But according to the DCE for the area, Thomas, more so there is a new site that they want to move some of the traders to so that they can decongest this particular market. We are currently here and we are hoping to see the traders being moved to the new site. So that is what is happening. Other towns, so the markets have been closed. Obviously, today is not market day in some of the areas, so everything is in order there. But here in Central Town, the crowd here at the market is overwhelming.
Ivy, thank you very much for that update. Let's speak to the Volta Regional Minister, Dr. Archibald Lecha, for some more on this. Dr. Lecha, thank you very much for joining us here on Newsdesk. Very disturbing. You have 9 cases, but the markets are choked with a lot of people there. One of the markets, like Ivy just told us, was supposed to be closed down, but you have a lot of people trooping in. How is the Regional Security Council handling this issue?
Thank you very much, Ernest.
Yes, sir.
And good morning to your listeners. Because these decisions are taking, the assemblies have received advice from the Regional Public Health Emergency Management Committee to find a way of decongesting the market. And we suggested that we should abolish market days and open the markets on daily basis so that we don't have overcrowding on the traditional market days. So that has been done in many of our assemblies. But when it came, we heard of the cases in Lower Manya, Krobo, that is very close to the North Town district. Then we decided to close the Juapong market. We also decided to close the KC3 market, the Germany, and the markets, all the markets that are close to the to North Town. Then South Town also decided to close the Sovakope market.
Okay.
Tetu South also decided to do same in Aplau. And then yesterday I was informed by Central Town DC that they were also going to close the market. The whole market today is whole market day. But what has been done in whole is that we provided security. There are 20 policemen and 20 soldiers that are in the market. So there are no traders in the whole market today. It's supposed to be the traditional market day, but the chiefs with the Queen Mothers and all of us agreed that today should be a cleanup in the market. So we have security presence in the market. So I'm surprised to hear that when it came to what is happening in Kumasi now, even though markets has been closed and the traders have come. I will speak to the DC. I'm not aware of this, and find out what consultations were done and what security arrangements were put in place to make sure that whatever they decided was enforced. I'm here to speak to the DC to find out what happened. So I'm just hearing it on your network. But at our level, at the regional level, we give direction to the 18 municipal and district assemblies that we have, and they are doing so well in carrying out the directives.
So from what you tell us, about 5 markets have closed down already, and a lot of restructuring in some other markets. Probably will have some other markets also closing down in the course of the week. As head of security for the region, would you recommend any form of a lockdown or some restrictions in the immediate term so you can nip this in the bud, prevent further spread of the disease?
Well, we're going to have an emergency meeting from now, and then we will take the joint decision as the regional public health emergency management committee to see what recommendations we can make to government. But as of now, I am of the opinion that the measures that we put in place are okay for now. People are calling for more drastic measures. People are also advocating the closure of all the markets along the border lake. Which we're looking at. But when we considered where the Eastern regional cases were, they are so close to us here around the Asojamine and the Lower Manyakobo that we think that the measures that we are taking around North Town, South Dine should be enough for now. But when it becomes necessary, and we hear of cases, let's say in the Afram Plains or the Afram Plains area, then we may have to consider movement of people from our Afram Plains to our markets along the border lake. But we are not there yet. And I believe that the measures that we put in place are okay for now until, of course, when we meet and then we review the situation. But the 9 cases that we've had so far in the region, if you analyze it carefully, you realize that the 6 cases we have in Aplau are people who came from outside the country through our to unapproved rules, and they were apprehended and put on mandatory quarantine, like many others that we've done, but they all tested negative. But these ones, 6 young and very healthy looking, have 10 positive. These are the 6 in Aplau, and for the Hohwe and the Ho cases, the 2 of them are from Accra and 1 of them from Ashama. So we're doing the contact tracing to ensure that there is no community, to know at least the extent of community transmission that we have at the moment.
And that brings me to what you're doing along the coast. You have people trying to come through the borders, inland borders. What are you doing along the coast as well?
Yeah, along the coast as well. We're depending on the Marine Police and the Ghana Navy. And also, the vigilance of the communities along the coast has been commendable. Because when they see anything strange, people coming in, the community is able to draw attention. The Ketu South Assembly and the Keta assemblies are those that border that are coastline.
Okay.
And they are working in collaboration with the local communities. And so far, I would say so good.
Dr. Lecha, thank you very much for your time here on Newsdesk. That's the Volta Regional Minister telling us about what they're doing. The Regional Security Council will be meeting shortly to take a decision going forward after they recorded 9 cases. Now, they've also recorded their first case. I'm talking about the Western region. And Natalia Kwanzaa is my colleague there. She joins us via Skype with more. Ina, how are people reacting to this?
Well, before we even recorded a case, though people in the Western region have been very careful. In some instances, we are not part of the lockdown regions, but you see that people are locked down in their rooms. Second example was last week Monday when they were having this disinfection outside of the marketplace. The transport terminals were all closed, shops closed, and everyone was indoors. It has been safe. So when we heard of the news of the region recording 1 case yesterday, this morning I've been in town and virtually it seems most of the streets are empty. People are scared. The few people I speak to, they are eager to know where it is coming from. How can they ensure that they are careful? What is happening? What are authorities saying? Of which they haven't said anything yet as of now. So people of the Western region are scared. But there are the directive by the president is being observed here, and then social distancing is also observed here at most places, except yesterday at Sekengi. You know, they have this festival they celebrate every year known as Yeshua Story. In the evening at Komfuase, you had people packed up, but I understand that security agents, task force went there to make sure that everyone went to their room.
When the announcement was made of the restrictions here in Accra and Kumasi, there was a huge movement of people to the Western region. I wonder what the terminals are looking like right now.
Yes, so Ernest, when the announcement was made by the president, I think Saturday morning, the Regional Coordinating Council had a meeting, and then they started putting in measures where when you are coming from Accra to Takoradi, the main entrance is from Biposo. That's where you can enter. And then if you are coming from the Western North region, those who pass through Seshi and others to Takoradi, the regional capital, they also mounted a checkpoint at Papa Nisuayim, and then one at Biposo. So whenever a bus gets there, what they do is they drop everyone in the bus, and then they get down, and then they check their temperatures. If your temperature is more than 37.5 degrees Celsius, what the health officials do is they take your contact, and then they give you their contact, and according to them, they keep on checking up on them to find out if they have experienced other symptoms, because they can't just conclude with a high temperature that you are positive or you tested positive to COVID-19. And honestly, this checking is still going on. They haven't stopped. This is something they are still doing.
And do you have details of this very first case, where it was recorded, who this person is?
Unfortunately, and as the Western Regional Coordinating Council has not spoken to it, the Western Regional Health Director has not spoken to this, but my sources say that this case is an imported case in the Shama district. Before I had these sources telling me this, people had come out saying this case is coming from Elembele and all that. It was all over social media.
And we understand the Elembele district, the assembly has reacted to this?
Yes, and so I have a communique from the Bonzoke, which says, I want to read a few of it.
Yeah, briefly.
Our attention has been drawn to rumors, speculation on social media about the confirmed case of COVID-19 in Elembele district. As of Sunday, April 12, 2020, we wish to state that the said information is completely false and should be disregarded by the general public. We wish to assure the general public that the Elembele District Public Health Emergency Committee is working in close collaboration with all relevant stakeholders to ensure that the good people of Elembele are safe from the novel coronavirus pandemic. We therefore call on all residents of Elembele to remain calm and abide by all the directives issued by both the central government and the district assembly to prevent and contain the spread of COVID-19 in Elembele. So this is what the DC is saying. But as for Shama, they haven't brought up any communique. Just like I said before, my sources are saying this person is a Shama and it is an imported case.
Ina, thank you. Keep following this so we can have some more updates in our subsequent bulletins. Ina Thela Kwansa is our Western Regional Correspondent.